Good morning. Here's my vlog for the 5th, January 5th, Sunday, 11:52. So because it's Sunday, I'm not going to do job searching stuff. I'll do that on Monday. The people in charge of the certification for teaching under 5 preschool they're not. There's departments. There's the Colorado department, Colorado Shines, and then you have the county or some other department. And the Colorado people aren't answering my phone calls. Or my emails. They're just straight up ignoring me. When I call, there's a button to hit complain. So I think I'm gonna do that pretty soon. But see what my mom thinks I should do. How many times I should try to contact them. There's somebody else in Longmont who wrote me back. They might know. So I just want to know if I need to take an introduction to early childhood education and if that's all I need, because I have a college degree. I'd like to get a job that requires my college degree, because that's the only job being offered anywhere here, and I think the only one that will be. It's a fucking scam. College is a scam. So it's like, let me get that job, but then of course they figure out ways for you still to not be qualified. But then apparently they need qualified teachers, so bunch of morons. Yeah, but I will apply to all the other jobs that I can try to get. Send in my application to the dispensaries and just walk in there and give it to them, because I spent $165 on the card, and I applied to like a half dozen companies, looking for bud tenders and even trimmers, and I got rejected to all those. So I'm also going to pass out my resume to the dispensaries around here. I've done it before, but I'll just do it again. You fix the resume every little bit. Yeah. So I'm starting to become an expert on, the social damage having a website and a YouTube does to you. I don't have like a normal YouTube where I don't say anything about myself and I just pinpoint on like I'm a right winger and it's like a vlog, and I think my mom mentioned people might get paranoid that I might be talking trash about them. But like, why would I talk trash about you if you're cool, Like, well, it doesn't make any sense. So what, everybody just thinks that they're a piece of shit who I'm going to talk trash about? It makes no sense. Here I am. I'm actually working as I'm doing this video. I finished the present day or AD, and this is BC. I'm adding these. This is 500 to 0 BC of China, and there was a bunch of different kingdoms in China in that time period. So I'm just gonna add Control M. I have to add a new row across, and that gives it 5 columns. So then I have to make it 1 column. So both of those take a while. Oh man, the battery's about to die. Yeah. So I guess just gave it to me. See, look. See, BC is going to be way quicker than 80 because the pages aren't as big. And then I just do this. This is the first one that I've done. And then I hit that. And after a little bit, that goes. So, yeah, yesterday I went to the gym with my mom, barely any though. And then we went to her house for helping her out for a few hours on all of her house post-Christmas organization. Then I came over here and I'm able to stay busy because I only have one computer, and that kind of motivated me to not work on my website anymore. But then I found ways to stay busy, because normally with this computer thinking, I would be working with the other one, But now, as this computer thinks here, all right, as it's thinking, it's still thinking, right? I go in here to ChatGTP. Dun, dun, dun. Here's ChatGTP. And yeah, I'm just getting the 20th century for every country in the world. I'm just having ChatGTP write my timeline. And then I'll just post it onto the timeline, so it's functional timeline. Just as soon as I paste it, it's all going. Because when I started the timeline, there was no ChatGTP. And then when I have the time, I'll copy what ChatGTP put in my site, my timeline, and then have ChatGTP build all the tables, do the extra web work to finish the job. It has enough memory to do like basic stuff. It'll make the table, give you a background color, maybe I think even a font for the text and a tag. Maybe so maybe like 4 or 5 things for like 20 rows down. So that's all I need. So they're smart enough to actually straight up make websites. So see, this one's done. So then I hit 90s of Mauritania, hit return, and then that has to take like a minute. And so by the time I come back, look at this. This sucker's ready now. And then I paste this on. This is what I'm pasting on. Those. So I can then get the images and paste them on here and play the game, you know? Play the game. I found 3, and now we're done with this page. So now what I would do is upload that bitch. You know, I could just save it and upload it all later, but I just like to be extra safe. Like, what if the computer crashes or something before I get a chance to upload these? So I just upload it right away. Even though it takes longer, you know, I have to sit around here and... well, yeah. I thought I did that twice. All right. So now we go over here. Now, East Africa is really small. So this is going to take, like, no time at all. Oh, in fact, there's only one country. Yeah, I'm going to have to paste. We'll see how good of a job it is. But paste the rest of it on, like for all these countries from the other one that has all of them. But did you see how fast that went? Look how fast this goes. This is how fast it goes when you're only dealing with a page that's this big. It only has like that on it, and that's it. It'll just take, it's just a matter of seconds, dude. Like 5-10 more seconds and it'll be done. But on the bigger pages, dude, you're looking at like a half hour, maybe an hour. At least they haven't crashed my computer yet. Ooh, that's actually surprising me. I thought it would be faster than that. That's surprisingly slow. Well, sometimes the computer is slower than other times. It has to like catch up on other things. So, yeah. So and then on these, I also have to space those out. I'd never put the other links on there, and I had to fix the links that went there. So. In a lot of them, look, these guys don't even have the images. It's still that. So, like I'm making these updates, you know, over the years, every once in a while, and I would be updating them on all the pages individually because I actually tried to do a batch edit where I replaced these with these, but it didn't work because the computer is not always up to snuff. It's not in a good mood, but sometimes it can do stuff like that. But I actually couldn't do it, and then I realized I couldn't do it because then it would replace a lot of the empty ones. I was only trying to do that with the ones that were all full, but then it would replace these and I have to do it back. So you basically can't batch edit. Oh, see, look, there it goes. That took like a minute. And then all I do is paste this sucker. Boom. And then it's ready to upload. You know, I'll come and I'll add the rest of these later whenever I add all these countries, which East Africa, I actually already have all these for the 19th century. I did it last night and this morning on ChatGTP. So ChatGTP was free until like a couple weeks ago. Now you have to do $8 for the basic. And so if you're gonna do that, you might as well just use the other AIs like Instagram. But I think basic ChatGPT is better than Instagram one, the AI one. But that was the first one I used because it kind of invited itself on my page, and I was like really impressed with it. And then and I did do ChatGTP like a year ago, but then that's when I was like, oh, let's do chat, and I was like, oh, chat's way better. Now I'm hooked on chat, and chat also, GTP also saves all of your conversations, right? So if I lose my website, even from my notes, I had it on my notes, the web pages it made, I can retrieve them from chat. It's fucking amazing. Fuck, it's really groovy. So, here, let me get going here on, see, now I'm working in on the ones that are small, so it's just, you get to stay busy. So anyway, my mom, the battery's about to die. My mom's coming over today, and we're going to go to the gym first, and then we're going to come back, and I'm going to figure out ways to write grants 2 foundations, which I've never done before. I need to do that along with getting a job, because I don't want to like get a job and then write grants to educational foundations, and then I get a grant and then I quit the job like after a month. Like that would piss off whoever I get the job for. You know, I had a job as a janitor back in 2015. Jesus, that's a long ass time ago. And the job was like 6 months. But I quit the job because I sold my van and I didn't need the money anymore. And I think for a janitor job, they're happy enough, you know, every 6 months replacing somebody for a building. But I think most of the time people just want somebody a little bit more long term. So I don't know. Maybe that's why nobody wants to hire me, because they think that I should just get a grant. So I know, like if they're hiring me and they're like, well, did you ask for a grant? I'd have to say no. So every time I mention it to my mom, see, my mom's like a helicopter mother, and she doesn't let me do anything unless I pass it through her first, which is fine. I actually like that. So then I'm in the habit of doing that. So then I'm like, hey, I'm gonna write a grant, and she's like, oh no, too much work. So she kind of talks me out of it. But now I'm like freaking out. I'm like, I gotta make a motherfucking grant. And then she's like, oh, but and I want her to do it with me. But I could do it alone, but she wants to do it with me, so we can do it together. But we have to get the ball rolling. We have to actually send it out and do it, you know. But I think autism places are good. Oh, so I also want to make 2 commercials for my timeline, and I'm gonna circulate around autism. It's like a buzzword around these days. But so I'm gonna say, here's one commercial. So one of them is replacing cell phones, right? So there's me, and I'm here like looking at hot chicks on Instagram. My mom goes, and my mom's next to me. She goes, give me that phone. No fucking around on your phone. Always on your phone. And I'm like, And then I go, oh, the site. And then the next thing is me doing my test, my history test. Because now that's a way for to be encouraged to be addicted to the cell phone. Because now you're taking your test, right? So like now my mom comes and she sees how I'm taking my test, right? Like, yeah. So like I'm like, oh, that was the thing that was yeah. So no, whenever I do it when I'm filming myself, some kind of voodoo thing. When I do it looking through the camera, it does whatever the fuck that is. I don't know what that was. But look, now when I do it only looking directly, it works fine. So I don't know what the hell that was. So, octant navigation, see how it works? You can't push at the camera, looking through a camera, because magic will happen. But if you do it looking directly at the phone. So then the next scene is me like doing like this, you know. Okay, yeah, woohoo. And she's like, give me that phone, no more. And I'm like, no, but I'm taking the test. And she's like, oh, okay. So this is a way to be on your phone all the time, but studying, learning. Isn't that awesome? And then, like, if you get all of these across the 500 years, where you're like, the whole thing is across like that, and you know all of them all in one go in one video, you've proved that you've memorized all 150 of them, then you're certified for that. You're certified for Great Britain 1500 to 2000. Then you move on to the next. So then you can put on your t-shirt or on your resume or whatever, your website, I'm certified in 16 different segments, right? So it's like England, North Europe, England, 16 different countries, England, or you could be like, I'm certified in a UN region, so all northeastern Europe or North Europe. I've done all of them, all the countries with 150 images each, certified on that, right? So then the next commercial is like mutants, where we have new mutants of superheroes now. First, there was the leader of Rain, the inspirator of Rain Man. There's some guy who was an inspirer of Rain Man, and he could remember, and he even met with Justin Hoffman for the movie and everything, and then Dustin Hoffman, his character Rain Man, he can look at like a pile of matches or toothpicks and tell you exactly how many there are, and like count cards and stuff. So then you have a picture of that guy, the original Rain Man. and then you have a picture of like Dustin Hoffman as Rain Man, and then you have that guy, and then a clip of him like showing how smart he is, and then Dustin Hoffman, and a clip of him guessing the numbers, and then you go, but where did the rain come from? It came from Thunder and Lightning Guy. So I will call myself Thunder and Lightning Guy. And then it'll cut to me kicking ass on my video, on my North Europe test here. You know, and then I go, and in the future, there will be Wind Boy. There will be Tornado Girl. And Hurricane Bro. You know, and then you have all these, like, autistic-looking people, like, and maybe I could put them in superhero costumes. Or they're like looking all like this. And then you go, welcome to the brave new world of the mutant geniuses. And in the future, we will all know all omniscience, right? So a couple of those with like motivational music in the background. And yeah, that's going to be part of it. Basically turn my channel into like a whole money raising deal. Yeah, and then... yeah, and then see, then I'd be more justified to look for a job if like a month has gone by and I have been looking for getting grants and nobody responds to my grant. I could say, look, I've been looking for a job and I have the website, and in case you were wondering, yes, I did ask for grants, and no, that didn't go anywhere, and that's why I'm looking for a job. That'll have people on my side more, because I did a couple of interviews for taking care of old people that I got rejected for. Those are the only ones that they even granted me an interview, and I didn't mention, I showed my site and I talked about all that, about how awesome I am, but I didn't explain like why I need the money. I wasn't like, look, I did ask for the grant money. I did do a really good grant, and I do have all of the money raising sites activated, but nobody likes me. Like nobody thinks that that people are ever going to learn history through my timeline, and that they shouldn't take tests on my timeline, and it's just not worth anything. So that's why I'm looking for any old job, and it's kind of your responsibility to hire me. If I'm telling you I'm not overqualified, you know, that's like I need to pay the bills too, right? So, anyway, I have a meeting on the 14th with the VRC, Vocational Rehab Center, and I could get, maybe they could, there's like businesses they're partnered with, and then they would hire me through them, and then that could be like, those are going to be basic jobs, because they only help like people who are disabled. So hopefully they could find me like a labor job or something. I got my name on a neighborhood newsletter as the local landscaper, so that's cool, from a couple of old ladies I did that for like 3 weeks ago. So, oh look, this thing went again. I didn't notice. So that's what I'm up to. I'm like frantically trying to, yeah, get my timeline up to snuff, but like that ChatGTP really helped, man. And then there's some articles on Wikipedia, stuff that happens in the future, and I don't know if I did those yet, or update those. I could do that. So I'm just kind of filling in my timeline, and if I could film it in and make it look a lot better in a short period of time, that could help me with the foundations for people to actually look at it. Because most people don't even look at my website. They look at the front page, which is bizarre, because I don't think like that at all, dude. I always go and clickety-click on the links, but yeah, 6,624 people have been to my front page, and then I'm like talking about my education and all this kind of stuff, right, on the front page. And there's the button education right there on the top. But if you click on the education, it's like 880 people have been there. So like a tenth of the people, whatever 6,700 is divided by 860, like it's 880 or something. It's like 10 times or something. Yeah, they're like, oh, I've got this dude figured out, and I don't have anything to learn from him. Yeah, you have a lot to learn from my website, bro. There's no website like mine, sorry. And it's worth money from a foundation, so we'll see. And then I could, yeah, so I'm glad we're getting on that. But tomorrow is when I will apply to all the other jobs I see on Indeed, and I'm actually reapplying to jobs I've previously got rejected to, because I see they're these old person's homes mainly. It says multiple people hiring, and I'm like, oh, I'm Brookdale and stuff. This, that. I remember him. That's the one I interviewed for. I just keep applying to him. So they're like, oh, him again. Maybe they'll change their mind about me. But yeah, I think we need to stop letting these foreigners into the country because they're taking our jobs, bro. They're taking everybody's job. You know, because I see around over in the gym, I got rejected. I sent in my application a couple years ago. I was like, yeah, please, or a year ago, come on, come hire me, and they never nothing. So then I talked to the guy a couple weeks ago. I'm like, yeah, hire me. He's like, yeah, we're hiring a bunch of people on the 6th. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I come in a few days ago. He's like, oh yeah, we just hired a couple people. Oh my god. And I look in there, there's a couple of African girls from like Africa working there. So it's like, Jesus Christ, dude. It's like, I think because people, they don't care about Americans. They just want to, if they can hire somebody under the table and pay a little less, or do the H-1B visa, pay them less, they do that, and we just keep bringing people in and taking the native people's jobs, man. We should look out for the people who were born in the USA. Plus, I have a college degree. Like, I have the website, so none of that helps. This is a sick world we live in. Sick world. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go into the. Then they were advertising for jobs at the old people home right here, and I went and gave them my application. I didn't even get an interview. It's literally the next building over. And then one block that way, the supermarket, they were actively looking for workers, and I talked to the manager and I gave him my resume, and that went up in smoke. No contact. And then the car wash place, I even talked to. The guy showed up 45 minutes late to the interview, and then I was like, yeah. And then I called and he's like, oh yeah, we hired somebody today. Wow. So if I can get, I don't need to experience that with the grant, you know. Oh, we gave somebody a grant, so that's why we don't have it for you anymore. It's okay. Who'd you give the grant to? I want to look on these educational foundations and see who they're giving their grants to. I don't know anybody who could have a better educational site than mine. So anyway. So that's what I'm up to. My mom's gonna come over any second. We're gonna go to the gym and then write. I am kind of happy with. I was working until like 3:30 in the morning this morning, until I like passed out. I felt like shit. I physically, I'm starting to age rapidly. The aging is coming rapidly. But I'm also, you know, getting this website snuffed up. I call it up to snuff, and up snuffing it, and it's god damn it, was that a long time coming. Just because I keep getting distracted on new projects, you know. And there's a new one that I want to do. Dude, ChatGTP is tailor-made for my website. I use it for so many damn things. Like, there's another thing I want to use it for. Hey, little guy. He came over, he's licking my feet. My little ferret. The next thing I'm going to use ChatGTP for is to create the generations. You know Strauss and Howe generational theory? Yeah, dude. I actually asked a really quick question. I'm like, you know Strauss and Howe generational theory? Well, what were the generations before that? That's like literally what I said. And it's like, oh yeah, and it even gave me a bunch of good guesses. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm going to write that and take it all the way back as far as history as I can get. You know, at least to the founding of Rome, or even before, dude. We can do it to. We'll do it to the final generation of the Trojans, you know, and maybe even go farther back, because you do have kind of a linear story that goes back to the Trojans. So, yep, that's it. I actually have generations on my timeline just as numbered, so that would plug in. You could put it like right up above it. I do it every 33 years, and Strauss and Howe's, they do it every 20 to 25. It's like the second one's every 80 to 90, you know, or 100 up to 100. And the Romans were doing that too. That's where the word comes from, seculum. When Rome was founded in 750, they were like, yeah, we probably have about 1,000 years. So they even knew how many generations that they had, and they were right. When Rome had their 1,000-year birthday in like 247 AD, 1,000 years from, I think that's where, something like that. Like, they were already falling, you know. They were like, yeah, well, at least we made it 1,000. So anyway, that's enough talking. The battery's about to die. I will talk to you tomorrow.